evasive. Right. Okay. Hello. Hello everyone. Welcome along to GXL Tier 2 for round 9 of the season. Season 2 of course. We've been around for a long time. Okay, he's just been disqualified. That's an L. But yeah, so we're here for round 9 of the championship at Britiain Short. As you can see by this very, very short lap where everyone is doing around 44-second lap times. I mean, the good ones are 44 or 43s, as Original Blazer goes P6 with a 44.0. So yeah, this is quite an uncommon track, I think for league racing. I mean, the short tracks in general aren't really used much for league racing, but this one in particular. But yeah, we're giving it a go. So expect some chaos, expect some deaths. But I suppose that's what you're here for, really, at the end of the day. So yeah, we currently got 9 minutes and 25 seconds to go on the clock. And that will be when the timer hits 0. And everyone does their final flying laps. As you can see, Lucas is currently quickest with a 43.6. The championship leader showing his pace at the top. Second in the championship, F1 Union in the Alfa Romeo just behind him. 0.3 is the difference between them. Just under 0.3 actually. It's about 240 milliseconds between them. F1 Union second. Joshua Jack in third, as he's actually on a lap right now, is he? That doesn't look very quick, so I'm not trying to work it out. He might be on a lap. Yeah, I think he is on a lap, actually. So let's see if he opens his DRS. If he opens the DRS, then he is on a lap. And he does. So yeah, we'll stay on board with Joshua Jack, the man that is currently in third position at the moment, as we come through then into Stowe, the one of the final few corners. Oh, as he's just exceeded track limits there. And that will delete his lap time, so he's going to have to go again. He's missed the pit lane, so he will have to go again, and he's also got traffic coming up behind him. But let's go on board with him for this lap through turn 1 and 2 then, which is completely flat out unless you're getting it very wrong or it's wet. Then the first braking zone of the lap, the right-hander kissing the apex nicely there. Now this is where it differs from the regular layout. That big curve there on the inside, you want to hit that, and he's actually invalidated again, Joshua Jack. So I don't know where he invalidated there. But it's definitely not going well. At least he's getting some good laps in, I suppose. I would imagine he'll pit on this lap, and indeed he does pull into the pit lane. So let's see. The two Red Bulls are also out on track, as is GH Racing 1 in the Mercedes, as he flies past Flynn Iniesta there at Stowe. The Mercedes looking very, very nice indeed, but he actually peels off into the pit lane. So he's not looking to improve his time just yet. He's currently 4th fastest on his debut, so not too bad from George in the Mercedes. Meanwhile, Flynn Iniesta pits behind him. Briny is beginning his lap, I believe. He's currently 11th fastest with a 44.2. Goes across the line to begin his lap, as we've got yellow flags, but I believe that's just people letting each other through. Very sportsman, of course. Briny up by half a tenth on his lap time so far as we go into the right-hander onto the back straight. Got to be careful you don't run too wide there, otherwise you can very, very easily invalidate your lap time. And because it's such a short track here, the small margins, they really do count here. They count more on a short track than a long track. It's much closer than a regular track, I believe, as here we go then. Briny into the final chicane of the lap, gets the power down. He comes across the line. He's currently 11th. Where does he go? Doesn't... Oh. Maybe he got invalidated and I didn't even notice. I think he's going for a second one. So, yeah. We'll come back to Briny in a minute's time. Who else is out on track? Magma Beast also out on track in the Ferrari. The number 14 Ferrari. His car is currently the same colour as his lap as he flies past the Haas of Hayes Hunter, who is on his debut, I believe. So a couple of drivers debuting today. Hayes Hunter and Hunter. It's a little bit confusing that, as well as GH Racing. They're all making their debuts in GXL Tier 2 today. So good to have them with us. Hopefully they do well. So yeah, a couple more drivers coming out on track now. Original Blazers, who's currently 9th, is on an outlap as we ride on board as he goes under the Armaco Bridge. Nicely done, I suppose. As he breaks now into Stowe, and he will be beginning his lap very soon. Original Blazers, I believe, is 3rd in the championship, so he is still in mathematical contention for the championship. Let me just get it up. I will get it up. Yeah, he is 3rd. So he's 1 point behind 2nd, which is, of course, Jaden F1 Union. So it is very, very tight at the top. Apart from Lucas, who is about 25 points clear of F1 Union and this man, Original Blazers, who, of course, had that one fairy tale win at Bahrain short, and he's getting a nice tow, actually, from Toxic Squid. I'm sure he will be thanking Toxic Squid for that one. As he powers on then down into the final sector of the lap. He's got his teammate in front of him, but that won't impede him too much. Into the left-hander, kisses the apex. Into the right-hander, kisses the apex again. Into the final corner of the lap, don't want to mount that curb, and he doesn't. And he goes 2nd fastest behind his teammate and just ahead of the man that he needs to beat today, F1 Union. So the top 3 in the championship are now top 3 in qualifying. So this is some good action if you've ever seen any. As Original Blazers gets out the way there of, I believe, Joshua Jack in the Renault. But yeah, Original Blazers goes P3 as Magma Beast actually has gone 2nd fastest now. Splits the 2 racing points. Nice lap there from Magma Beast in the Ferrari. 43.7, so just shy of, actually less than 2 tenths. Wait, hold on, let me do maths. Yeah, less than a tenth behind Lucas, so very, very close indeed. So yeah, very nice lap there from Magma Beast as he's got not Toxic Squid, EP Nick, someone I haven't talked about yet actually, who's also making his Tier 2 debut. For those that don't know, Nick raced in Tier 1 until very, very recently. And when I say recently, I mean literally like today. He's been begging to go down to Tier 2 because he thinks it would suit him more, I think. And finally, we've allowed it, and we're giving him a trial race. So he's currently 6th fastest. So yeah, he's not doing too bad out there. Obviously, Tier 1's quite a lot more competitive. Not to say that these guys aren't like good, because these guys, they are quick. But Tier 1 is a bit faster, which is how it works, I suppose, as you would expect. But yeah, Nick into the pits then. He's currently 7th. F1 Union's a bit out of position now. He's down in 6th as while I've been talking about Nick, Flinny Esther and Joshua Jack have gone into the top 5. So the Renault and the Red Bull very close together there. How much is the top 5 separated by? About 3 tenths? Yeah, 3 tenths I would say. What's it down to? Yeah, so the whole grid is separated by, yeah, not counting like the last 3 who I don't think have done legitimate lap times, as we're on board with JCE Boy who invalidates at turn 1. I'd say it's about a second between pretty much the whole grid, maybe less. So yeah, as JCE Boy gets out of the way there of Toxic Squid. Not many people on track at the moment. 1 minute and 50 seconds. Oh, is that GH Racing? Yes, it is. Losing it on the exit there. Goes into the wall. He rejoins and does a little bit of a half spin as he rejoins. But yeah, that's a simple case of putting your foot down a bit too eager there. And George has found out the hard way. You don't want to do that. He has lost his front wing. So he is definitely going to need to pit for repairs. He will make his way into the pit lane. That's unfortunate for George on his debut in the league, but no, I don't think he will get time to go out again. So that is pretty much George's qualifying over, as is, I believe, Amelia, who was in front of him there. Yes, it is. So she's not going to be improving on 15th. We have under a minute to go, and you can see now people are venturing out onto the track. It's going to get all busy now, so I'm getting a little bit nervous. But the Team McLaren's there getting nicely out of the way of the racing point, which I believe was... Don't know, to be honest. I don't know, I can't lie. And I believe Brainy's just gone off the road, has he not? No, that's F1GXL. Sorry, his teammate who's off the road. He's rejoined safely, and that's a spin for F1GXL. I don't think he's gotten in the way of anyone too badly there, so he will be able to continue on his merry little way and still be able to complete a lap. He's currently 4th, so let's see if he can improve, as actually I believe JCE Boy has now gone off as well. Yes, he has. So possibly a lock-up there from the AlphaTauri. But yeah, we got 7 seconds to go. So let's see then, who's going to finish their lap first? I believe it's going to be Original Blazers in the racing point as he comes down towards the chicane. He's currently 5th fastest. Let's see, can he improve on that time? I believe we might have a timing glitch though, so he may well be starting a lap. He's currently 5th, and yeah, I think he is starting a lap. So when the checker flags appear, that is when the timer has actually ticked down to 0. But yeah, until then it's really guesswork how long we actually have left, as F1GXL there opens the DRS down the backstretch. I would imagine it's under a minute to go, because of course it's a very, very short out lap here. As I believe that is, yeah, Lucas improves. He goes fastest again with a 43.5, and I believe one of the McLarens went off. Hunter's been disqualified for the wrong way. I don't know how that's all. That was close, but that wasn't. I don't think that's Hunter's fault. I think he's an AI. So yeah, that's unfortunate. I believe Lucas may have been impeded a little bit by that. And I believe Magnabeast is off as well, and he retires. So yeah, that's yeah, everyone's retiring now. Lucas is going again, and the checker flags are appearing now. So, right then, Lucas pits. He's not going to try and go any faster. Sharky is going to be the next person to cross the line. Here he comes then in the AlphaTauri, just behind his teammate JCE Boy in 11th. He's 12th. He crosses the line and doesn't improve, stays 12th. So next driver to come across the line will be Joshua Jack. He's currently 4th. He could have a good chance of pole position here if he's got a good lap, and he doesn't. He doesn't improve. He stays 4th fastest. Next across the line will be Braiain. He's currently 10th. He goes 5th. Good improvement from the Red Bull. Next across the line is Original Blazers. He now goes 5th and leapfrogs Braiain. Next across the line was Nick. He went 7th fastest. Nice lap there from the McLaren, and I believe that's it. So that is the order. Everyone's finished. We're just waiting for Lucas to retire in the pit lane, and then we will go on to the race. But yeah, Lucas on pole, Magnabeast P2, and I believe, was that Braiain? No, it was F1GXL, wasn't it? F1GXL rounds out the top 3. So yeah. So there is the grid. 1.5 seconds the gap from P1 to P15. That is close, but it is a short track, so that's why. But yeah, so 20 seconds, and we will be getting onto the grid. Not really a lot to talk about. I really wish I had a co-commentator. That'd be nice. Yeah, so top 10 separated by 0.4 of a second. How close is that? And that's just tier 2. So we'll have to see. Same time tomorrow, tier 1. That is going to be close. I look forward to that. Be sure to tune into that, of course. But yeah, if any of the drivers are watching the stream, good luck to you all. You're going to need it. I mean, with how close that was. Hopefully this is a good race. I don't know the weather forecast. That looks cloudy with a little bit of blue. But I don't think it's going to rain. I hope it's not going to rain. Because that will cause chaos. And, I mean, chaos is entertaining. But it's not the best thing in the world, I suppose, when you want drivers to finish the race. 17 drivers lining up, so not quite a full grid. How many of them will survive? I don't know. I hope it's 17, but I highly doubt that. So yeah, 3 seconds, and then I will go through the grid on the formation lap. And I'm actually going to have to do it quite quick, because the formation lap is very short. So, Yeah, alright. There we go then. So then, Lucas starts on pole position for the millionth time this season. Can he convert it into another win? It would be his 3rd in a row. So let's see if he can do it. Magma Beast lines up alongside him with another great qualifying performance from the Ferrari. F1GXL is going to be on the 2nd row, 3rd fastest for the Red Bull driver. He has Joshua Jack for company on the 2nd row. Original Blazers, the Bahrain short race winner. He starts 5th today. Just ahead of Briny in the 2nd Red Bull. Good qualifying from him. EP Nick on his Tier 2 debut lines up 7th today ahead of 2nd in the championship F1 Union. He starts 8th today ahead of GH Racing on his debut in the league. He has qualified in 9th. Shiv Sangani rounds out the top 10 in the Haas, and then the first of the fresh tyre runners, JC Eboy, in the AlphaTauri. He starts 11th ahead of his teammate Sharky on his return actually to the league. He hasn't been racing for a while, but he is back now. He has been commentating in Tier 1, but he hasn't raced in a while. But he is back, and it's good to see him. Toxic Squid in the McLaren. He's recently moved to McLaren from Haas. He starts 13th today ahead of his replacement, Hayes Hunter, in the Haas on the medium compound tyre. Amelia in the Renault starts 15th today ahead of the other Hunter of Hunter in the Williams. And then Chicken Rosary starts 17th and last on the grid. So that is the grid then for GXL Tier 2 here at Britiain. Shorts, the lights will be, the light sequence will begin shortly. And when they do, I'll be able to I'll commentate the start. When the revs rise, that is when we'll go. This needs to be sorted out. It's very anticlimactic, but there we go then. The revs are rising. Imagine that there are 5 lights for GXL Tier 2. They're being held for a very long time, and it's lights out, and away we go. And I think Magma Beast may have gotten quite a good start. Oh, that is contact. The Renault and the Red Bull getting all tangled up there as we go through the first couple of corners into the first braking zone of the lap. Lucas still leads from Magma Beast, as I believe that is F1 Union getting tangled up there, but Lucas still leads from Magma Beast, from Joshua Jack, from F1 Union, and we have a virtual safety car already. Chicken Rosary, what's happened there? He is already out of the race, and it's not been a full lap. It's not even been half a lap. But yeah, I mean, it is always going to be a bit tricky to navigate the first couple of corners at this track. But yeah, so everyone else has survived. Let's see how many people pit for wing damage. Or is anyone? I don't think so actually. Hunter and Toxic Squid have had some kind of issue, but they're not pitting either. So everyone has gotten through mildly unscathed then, apart from Chicken Rosary obviously, who is now out of the race. So yeah, this virtual safety car should get lifted very, very quickly. And Joshua Jack has actually left the session, so I'm going to have to invite him back now. Josh, you are Jack 04. I do apologise for this. Usually I would have a co-commentator which would be able to help with this, but I don't. So yeah, it's all up to me. But you should be able to see in the background what's happening. Right, there we go. I've invited Joshua Jack back. Meanwhile, his AI will unfortunately slip down the order as yeah, Nick gets past it and he will obviously drop back. But yeah, so the end of lap 3 then. Lucas leads from the Magma Beast, F1 Union 3rd, F1GXL 4th, EP Nick 5th, Joshua Jack's AI 6th. Oh, is that Nick? Yes, it is Nick! Going straight off at the road. And I wonder, did he have contact there? Because that is a very, very big accident. He has survived the crash and he's rejoining now in 16th position, but he will have wing damage from that, so that has very much ruined his race. Unfortunately for him, I don't know what happened there, whether he just lost it on his own or someone hit him, I don't know. But yeah, that is his race, well and truly wrecked as, so yeah, Joshua Jack's AI still dropping down. Briny and Shiv Sangani going side by side into the chicane. Inside line for the Haas, but Briny hangs it around the outside and gets the inside line for the next corner, but Shiv Sangani hanging on in there. They're still going side by side. They bang wheels. Oh no, they're going side by side into someone. Actually, no, they're not. Shiv Sangani wisely backs out of that one. So that is good. And he's coming back at him though. He gets ahead, and now Sharky says he wants some of that, so he's trying to have a go at the sister Red Bull car of Briny, but I can't quite get it done. DRS is already enabled, but he's got a very, very good exit. Briny not getting the greatest exit out of there. They're going side by side down the back straight. Inside line for the AlphaTauri. Can Briny hang it around the outside? They're still going side by side. Great respect between these two. But yeah, very, very close racing. Inside line for Briny now. It's like deja vu from the lap before. But I think Sharky's just about going to get the inside line and get ahead of Briny. So awful couple of laps for Briny and Anome. I have to talk very slow when I say that. And yeah, he is now down into 9th position. Back up front, GH Racing challenging Original Blazers for what is currently P5. But dropping off a little bit. He's also got to be careful because he's got Shiv Sangani not too far behind him. And that's the problem with this track, because Nick has pitted for wing damage and he's a lap down. That's how short the lap is. Like, it's pretty much as long as a pit stop. So, but yeah, so Nick is now a lap down. So even if a safety car, it wouldn't really help him. Joshua Jack has not rejoined yet, unfortunately. I'll send him one more invite just quickly, in case he's having troubles. But his race is already pretty bad. Yeah, so I'll invite him back as quickly as I can, and then hopefully he'll rejoin, because obviously we don't like seeing drivers disconnect due to lag, due to internet, because that's not very fair. So we try to get them back in as quickly as we can. But yeah, oh, Magma Beast, what's happened to Lucas? What has happened to Lucas? I have missed something. He spun. Oh, what, on his own? So Lucas spins from the race lead then. Magma Beast is now in the lead. So I believe for the first time in his career, Magma Beast is leading the Grand Prix. But it is not over yet, because he's got Fliniesta not too far behind him at all. And also Lucas is going to be on a charge now, isn't he? Because he's currently 7th. So he's not too far back. Yeah, I would say for Magma Beast, the more immediate problem is Fliniesta right behind him. But he does have some comfort, though, in the fact that Fliniesta does have a 3-second time penalty already. So that is going to help him out. I'll put some more data on now. So, yeah, there are the penalties. A couple of drivers already with penalties, but I'll leave the tyre graphic on for most of the race, because that is what makes it pretty easy to work out what's going on. So, yeah, Lucas, a very uncharacteristic mistake to spin from the lead. But yeah, so he is now running down in 7th position, right up behind Shiv Sangani in the Haas. So, but it's surprisingly quite difficult to overtake around this track because of the DRS train down the back straight. It does make it difficult to get close and pass. So it's going to be a tough ask for Lucas to get back up the field. See, he's using his overtake there, and he's just not gaining much on the Haas in front of him. And then GH Racing isn't too far up in front either, as Briny now gets back ahead of Sharky. These two are battling lap after lap after lap. But Briny does eventually win out that one. And meanwhile, Lucas has managed to get ahead of Shiv Sangani. As now Hunter has left the session, so I'll try and get him back. Oh god, it's a difficult life, isn't it? It's a difficult life. Could do with some water. If anyone wants to send me a virtual bottle of water, that would be very much appreciated. My mouth is a little bit dry at the moment. But I'll survive, as we go down the back straight. The CEO of DRS Trains, F1 Union and Original Blazers going at it for P3. Red light is flashing for F1 Union. Original Blazers smells an overtake here. He looks up the inside. F1 Union slams that door shut. Says, you're not coming through, my friend. And Original Blazers has to settle for P4 for the time being. But of course, he will have DRS down the next straight. The McLaren right behind him, by the way, that's not in the race. That's EP Nick, who is attempting to unlap himself. And I believe there's been some kind of issue at the back involving Toxic Squid and potentially Amelia. I think so, because unless Toxic Squid spun on his own, I didn't see anything. But yeah, that's a weird one there. Magma Beast is still leading. 42 laps to go. Obviously 100% race for this, as the lap time is so short. So So yeah, it's quite a long one. That'll be taken out of context, I'm sure. But the battle for the lead is still very hotly disputed. Iniesta is just about hanging on to the fringes of that DRS, and if he can stay in that DRS, then it will make his life a hell of a lot easier. So yeah, we'll have to see if he can do it. He has got... No, he hasn't. He's not got it down this straight. So Magma Beast has just about managed to pull out of that 1 second DRS detection. But meanwhile, back down the field, F1 Union and Original Blazers are still fighting for P3 as we go through Stove into the chicane side by side. Alfa Romeo and Racing Point. Alfa Romeo just about gets ahead on this occasion, as I believe someone's just dropped down the order. That's GH Racing, who's had some kind of issue. I'm not sure what. We've seen him spin already in qualifying. I do wonder if he had the same issue there. He's down in 9th place now. He was running, I believe, P6 before. Now he's dropped a couple of positions. He's got to do the work all over again. Started P9 in this race, and he's currently running 9th, so it's not too bad. He had a good start. But yeah, so we'll have to see if he can make his way back up the order. But George is, of course, not deterred by any kind of issue ever. So hopefully he can determinedly fight his way back up the order. But yeah, so F1 Union, the F1 Union Express is travelling along here. F1 Union all the way down to JCE Boy, going along, and then obviously the leaders, which are about 5 seconds up the road. And so actually, by the way, the gap has come down significantly. It's now 0.5 of a second. So yeah, that is very, very close. Iniesta has a good opportunity here as we go under the Armico Bridge. He could go for the move here. He could go for the lead. Magma Beast, he doesn't defend it. That could leave him vulnerable to Iniesta, and it does. Iniesta moves past Magma Beast and up into the lead of the race with a brilliant move to the inside from the Red Bull driver. And I wonder if he caught Magma Beast a bit napping there. So yeah, Iniesta up into the lead of the race. Magma Beast down into P2. Let's see, will Magma Beast have any kind of response for that as we go through turn 1, flat out, through turn 2, also flat out, into the first braking zone of lap, as there's actually quite a big lock up there for Magma Beast. That will cost him a little bit of time. He went a little bit wide, but of course I think he is still pretty close, and I think he knows actually that Iniesta has got a time penalty, and I believe is that Sharky. No, it's not, it's his teammate JCE Boy, who's gone off the road, and that is why the yellow flags are out. He's got damage as well, so not sure what's happened there, but yeah, he is struggling very, very much now. He's going to have to pit for repairs. That's not what you want to see for JCE Boy, who was running in the points until that happened, unfortunately. But yeah, further up the order, of course, we got to this train as we're currently on board with Shiv Sangani just behind Ryan. He's got GH Racing behind him as well. So yeah, back to the battle for the lead then. Magma Beast locks up again into turn 1. Let's ride on board with him, shall we? He could go for the move. He's got a lot of ERS actually. I think he's got quite a lot more than Iniesta. Yes, he does. Iniesta has under 10%. Magma Beast has over 50%. So I think Magma Beast is playing the long game here. He's playing it smart. I think he knows. I think he knows he's in a good position, especially when Iniesta has a time penalty. Quite a lot of drivers have time penalties now. Magma Beast is one of the few that actually doesn't have a time penalty yet. So he is in a very, very good position at the moment to win this race. But the 2 racing points aren't too far behind, and neither is F1 Union. So if these 2 fight, then it could come to bite them. I mean, you never know. Even actually, no, that's Nick just behind the 2 racing points. So, yeah, he won't be challenging for the lead anytime soon. But at least he's still going out there. Lap down, albeit. But when everyone does pit, because he is on hard, so he'll be able to go for a long, long time on those tyres, I think he'll get back on the lead lap, so that's good. But yeah, F1 Union, by the way, has managed to break away from the 2 racing points. And speaking of which, they just swapped positions. Lucas is now back up into the top 4. So Original Blazers wouldn't have made that too difficult, because I do think that they are in a party together, communicating with one another. So I would imagine that that was an orchestrated move. And Lucas is now free to chase after F1 Union in the Alfa Romeo ahead. As you can see, the Alfa Romeo fly through your screen there, and then the 2 racing points chasing him down, as is EP Nick just behind them. But yeah, I think Lucas is he's on brilliant form at the moment. Obviously, well, not perfect because he spun from the lead, but he's very, very quick. So yeah, and he will be chasing down F1 Union, who is the closest man to him in the championship at the moment, by about 25 points. Original Blazers will also want to get onto the back of F1 Union because he needs to outscore him, because he's currently 1 point behind. If he can score 1 point more than F1 Union today, he will move up into second in the championship. So yeah, back to the battle for the lead. Magma Beast still biding his time behind Fliniesta as we go through turn 3 into turn 4. Fliniesta is yeah, he's got a good gap, but I mean, look, you can see just how much ERS Magma Beast has got, and then if you look at Fliniesta ahead, you can see that red light is flashing on the back of that car, which means he's under 20% of ERS. And of course, Magma Beast can see that as well. That's not like a commentator thing. So yeah, I think he knows that Fliniesta hasn't quite got the pace advantage on him at this stage, and he's just biding his time, sitting behind him, just allowing Fliniesta to burn up his ERS, as there is actually something going on. That's Shiv Sangani into the pit lane. That is why there's position changes. The Haas has decided to bite the bullet and come in on lap 19 of 52. So that is the first, I believe, legitimate pit stop we've seen so far, unless he's coming in for a front wing change, but I don't think he is. So yeah, that is the first legitimate pit stop of the race then. Medium tyres going on. So I wonder, that could change things, because obviously no one wants to get undercutted. Even though the undercut isn't too big around this track, because of course it's such a short lap. But yeah, I would imagine that will trigger a chain of reactions, and yes, it does. F1 Union now comes into the pits as well, so he is going fairly early as well. The two Racing Points, they've got to be careful here, because otherwise they'll end up holding each other up. Is that Fliniesta? Fliniesta's off! So I don't know what's happened there, but Fliniesta is off of the road, and he has got front wing damage, so he's going to be very, very slow. He goes off of the track to let Lucas through, and he's going to have to be careful here. Everyone's going to be going past him, but Fliniesta has had some kind of issue then with Magma Beast, I can only imagine. And he's got front wing damage because of it, so now he's got to limp round the rest of the lap without that front wing. He probably would have been pitting anyway, so it's not too much of a loss. There he goes then into the pits. Something has happened between the leading pair, and Fliniesta has paid the price dearly for it. And he is now, he's probably down in like 5th maybe? I would imagine 5th. That's probably where he will be now. Once he exits the pits. Magma Beast just ahead of him, who I can only imagine they had contact. Yeah, because it's a weird place to. I don't know. Well, we'll have to see what happens if either of them send in clips. But yeah, so the Racing Points then now lead the way. Lucas from Original Blazers. Briny runs 3rd in the 2nd Red Bull. GH Racing is 4th for Mercedes. Hayes Hunter in the Haas is 5th. One of the few drivers actually to start on the mediums, interestingly. Quite a vast majority of the field went for softs. But Hayes Hunter decided to go for the medium, so he'll most likely be leading this race in the not too distant future. So yeah, the two Racing Points are kind of gapping each other now. So yeah, and fair play to Nick, because he's keeping up with everyone. He is a lap down, so of course he's not racing with these guys, and he is giving DRS to Original Blazers, which I'm sure he'll be happy with. But yeah, that just shows Nick's pace was good, so if he hadn't had that issue so early on, then maybe he could have been fighting for the win here. But unfortunately, he's a lap down, and we can only wonder what could have been. And actually, Original Blazers is the first Racing Point to pit. That's interesting. Usually it's the lead car that pits first, not the car behind. But Racing Point think that by bringing Kieran in, it's the better option. But he could undercut Lucas there, so that is a bit of a worry. But we'll have to see how that plans out. Bryony is also into the pits on this particular lap. Medium tyres going on, as are medium tyres for Kieran as well. So they're all going for mediums. No one's opted for the hards, interestingly. So everyone's going for a similar strategy. But my question is, will Original Blazers undercut Lucas by that pit stop? I don't think so, because I mean, you can just see, because how short the lap is, Original Blazers is leaving the pits now. Lucas is entering them. So yeah, it's interesting. It all really depends how good Lucas's in-lap was and how good, yeah, and how good Original Blazers' out-lap is. So let's see then. Original Blazers goes under the Armico Bridge as a tumbleweed there flew past, I think. But yeah, Original Blazers into Stowe. Could we see an inter-team undercut here? Let's look at Lucas. He's travelling down the pit lane at 37 miles an hour, so I think he's going to be just about safe from his teammate. He'll rejoin in P4, so he has been undercut by F1 Union. Actually, no, was he behind him? Yeah, I think he was. Yeah, so Lucas rejoins in 4th position. A couple of seconds adrift from the leaders. Sorry, my mouth is getting really dry now. F1 Union's got ahead of Magma Beast, so F1 Union technically leads this race now. Well, that is interesting, is it not? So F1 Union, by deciding to pit early, it's helped him. And he's now up into what is, I believe, the provisional lead of the race. And now, I believe JCE boy has gone off. Yes, he has. For not the first time in this race. The AlphaTauri is off of the road. I don't think he's got damage this time. Oh, yes, he has. And he's spud again. Oh, dear. It's been a weekend to forget for JCE boy. And unsurprisingly, he retires from the race. Oh, God. Hopefully he doesn't pull it onto the track. And, yeah, his AI is being fairly safe there. Thankfully. Yeah, he's a ghost anyway, so it's fine. But yeah, Hayes Hunter leads the race then on his debut in GXL Tier 2. Starting on those medium tyres. He may well have been the only driver to start on the medium tyres, and he's now leading the race because of it. So fair play to Hayes Hunter. He's gone with the different strategy, and well, it's currently paying off. If we got a safety car, he'd be in a brilliant position. But yeah, Lucas sets the fastest lap of the race behind him with a 45.4, which, to be fair, isn't that far off the quali laps that we were setting earlier. So yeah, that is a good lap time from Lucas, and that shows he is on a charge now. What's the gap between Magma Beast and Lucas? 2.4 seconds. It was a couple of seconds more than that, I believe. So that just shows how quickly Lucas is travelling at the moment. Leader, of course, F1 Union, if you discount Hayes Hunter in the Haas. So yeah. Anything else going on up and down the field? Oh, yes. Actually, no, that's Joshua Jack's AI, I believe. Yes, it is. I really wish I brought a bottle of water or something up. That would have been a massive help. But yeah, so this is the Original Blazers Express right now, as F1 Union takes the lead of the race away from Hayes Hunter, who of course will be slipping down the order now due to how old his tyres are. I would imagine the Magma Beast will be wanting to get past Hayes Hunter as quickly as he possibly can, but I don't think he's close enough on this occasion, so now he's got to sit behind him for the rest of the lap, and that will allow F1 Union to scamper up the road just slightly. As actually, he does get past him. Magma Beast with a very aggressive move there. That was opportunistic if I ever saw opportunistic. Magma Beast now up into P2 then. Hayes Hunter down to P3. Nice move there from Magma Beast in the Ferrari. Fair play. And of course, Lucas flying through your shot there as well. Isn't too far behind. Gap is 2 seconds to Hayes Hunter in front of him. He is not too far away from that DRS. And of course, once you're in the DRS, that's you're kind of hooked into the train then. That is what you want. So yeah, Lucas down the back straight. 77% of ERS. He's doing very well with his ERS saving, as is Magma Beast as well. Not so much for F1 Union. Hayes Hunter's not too bad either, to be fair. And same with Original Blazers. These, geez, these guys are getting better at this. As I said, that Sharky's got 10%, but oh well. And he's got Britiain right behind him, who's got 50%. So yeah, they've gotten better at their ERS saving. I'm pleasantly surprised. Yeah, as we go down the main straight then, through turn 1. Want to be as committed as you can be on that inside curb. Just don't be too committed though, otherwise you will pick up a track limit warning. And of course, if you get 3 of those, you get a 3-second time penalty, as Lucas now makes his way past Hayes Hunter and up into 3rd place. So Lucas is on the charge. Hayes Hunter slipping back now with those 28 lap old mediums. He's been on those for a long time. He's probably going for a 1-stop, whereas the rest of the field will most likely go for a 2-stop, I would say. How many laps have we got to go? 40, so 22 laps. Actually, to be fair, they could probably go to the end on these tyres, and I believe that is Amelia. Yes, it is. In the Renault, her first race for Renault, and it's not gone smoothly, it's fair to say. Qualifying 15th, currently running 13th, almost a lap down, which is not ideal, but at least she's still going, unlike her teammate Joshua Jack, who is an AI. It's a weekend to forget all round for Renault. But yeah, it's not over yet. If we got a safety car, then she'd be able to catch right back up to the rest of the field. But yeah, we'll have to see. F1 Union, very under pressure now from Magma Beast. Magma Beast has actually he's closed that gap quite a lot. But F1 Union could get a bit of DRS now from the Renault of Amelia, who is a lap down. So that could help F1 Union quite a lot now. I think they will overtake. Oh, is that Briny off? Yes, it is. It is. Briny's off the road. That is a massive accident. He's lost his entire front wing. What has happened there? So that is Briny in the Red Bull. Oh dear. So one Red Bull went off earlier, and now it's the second Red Bull. I've received information that it was a racing incident with Sharky. And we got a safety car! Ooh. That has changed it. That has changed the game. Magma Beast has stayed out. That is interesting. That's bold. I do have to... I have to say. Meanwhile, everyone else comes into the pits then. F1 Union into the pits, so is Lucas. So Shiv Sangani stays out as well, actually. I don't see the logic behind staying out, if I'm honest. But yeah, Magma Beast and Shiv Sangani, the new top 2 then. Sharky's also stayed out. So that's the new top 3 then. F1 Union is the leader of the fresh tyre runners. But he's gone for mediums. Interestingly, the 2 Racing Points have played it different. They've gone for softs. GH Racing's gone for mediums as well. Flaniesta gone for soft. So we got a bit of a bit of a stutter there. We have a variety of strategies going on, and so yeah. That's very interesting, as Original Blazers just about gets ahead of Hayes Hunter there on the pit exit. Hayes Hunter's, he's had a solid debut. He has had a very, very solid debut. So hats off to him. So yeah, 20 laps to go, and we got a safety car. Unfortunately. That means the race is going to be longer now. Obviously not by laps, but by time, because they're going slower around the track. But yeah, there you go then. The top 4 catching up to the safety car there. And once that safety car obviously goes in, we will resume racing. So yeah, anything interesting to point out? That's brought Nick back into it, hasn't it? Yes, it has! It has! So Nick is back in the race. That's good to see. So we'll have to see, can Nick now show his pace and blitz the field now, because he was keeping up with the leaders. So that's one thing to note. So he will be a very, very fast driver indeed at the moment, especially when he's got fresh tyres on as well. So he is definitely one to watch, as Hayes Hunter has now left the session. I will get him back. Again, having to do... Oh, no, my not co-commentator. How do I put this? He's not a co-commentator. He's like a Ted Kravitz, but you can't hear him. He's in my ear. I'm not, like... I don't hear stuff. He's real. But yeah, he's not included his audio. He's doing other stuff. But he's helping out. He's watching the race. So yeah, thank you, thank you. I don't know what to call him. Helpful man. I'll just call him that. Thank you, helpful man. Special advisor. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. So yeah, my special advisor will get Hayes Hunter back in momentarily. So yeah, he shouldn't be gone for too long. Safety car in this lap. I think it will be next lap, not this lap. So I'm just going to have a quick check of the Discord. Right then. So yeah, I've just had a look at the Discord to see what's going on. Nothing too out of the ordinary to report. I would imagine it will be safety car in this lap, so we will resume racing on lap 36. So yeah, and that is of course the whole field bunched up once again. So be prepared to see how this turns out. How is Hayes Hunter dropped down? Oh, his AI. Oh dear. Why did his AI pit him? That is a big brain strategy from the AI there, because he's now on 31 lap old mediums for the restart. Oh dear, that's a real shame for Hayes Hunter. He was having a good race out there. But yeah, so there is the notification then confirming then, hey, that the safety car will be in this lap. So that is good to see then. Let me have a look. No, he hasn't. He's still a ghost, so he has not rejoined yet, unfortunately. Right then, safety car is in the pits. Magma Beast will dictate the pace. When he goes, the field will go with him. I mean, unless they don't want to. We had that at France and it didn't end well. But yeah, Magma Beast restarts the race then. Up to the line we go. Magma Beast restarts us. Magma Beast from Shiv Sangani, from F1 Union, from Sharky, from Lucas, from Original Blazers, from Finiesta as we go through turn 1. F1 Union all over the back of Shiv Sangani. He's looking for it up the inside already. They're still going side by side. Who is going to win out this one? Up the inside for F1 Union. Somehow Shiv Sangani still staying ahead. They're both using their overtake, and meanwhile Sharky is right behind these guys as well, trying to follow. It's nearly it's 3 wide into Stowe. Oh god! Oh! And Sharky has been spun round, and that is disaster at the restart of this race for Sharky in the AlphaTauri. F1 Union has somehow got out on top of this. Lucas is... How has Lucas got there? He was nowhere to be seen, and he's now running third. Shiv Sangani drops down to 4th, so not the best restart in the world for him. He's also got Original Blazers for company right behind him, so that could be another position lost very, very soon if he's not careful. Into the first real braking zone of the lap we go. Magma Beast still leads from F1 Union, from Lucas, from Shiv Sangani, from Kieran, from Flynn, from Nick, from George, from Bryony, from Amelia. Amelia's in the points! Oh my god! That is insane! And now Original Blazers... Oh dear, that's not ideal. Hayes Hunter's internet has gone down on his debut. That's a real shame, that is. But yeah, Original Blazers up into P4. Now Shiv Sangani is being attacked by Finiesta as well. Oh yeah, that's what happens. He didn't pit for some reason. Oh! And that is a big moment there from Finiesta. He is just about stayed pointing in the right direction. Oh, this time he's not. Oh dear, Finiesta. And that is not the first time he's been off there this race. Finiesta offered the road, and oh, and that's another spin. Oh, that's a real shame for Finiesta. It's not been his race today, has it? So yeah, he is now in P12. Meanwhile, back up the field. Pardon? Like the camera angle, it's really difficult to see. So I'm not sure. I would imagine there was a little bit of contact, but there were like 3 abreast. So I think it was a bit inevitable. But yeah, so now the battle for the lead, very, very spicy indeed, and that is how spicy it is. F1 Union sent it up the inside, but it was a bit of a hesitant move, and it's cost him time, because now, look, Lucas is right behind him, and Lucas is on the quickest tyres of these 3. F1 Union now with the DRS right up behind Magma Beast. He goes to the outside. Magma Beast is going to try and fight this as much as he can. He wants this win. He hasn't got a time penalty, as that is a great shot, isn't it, from the nose cam of F1 Union. Oh, that's contact. F1 Union into the back of Magma Beast. That is F1 Union's spot, and he now hits him again. And Lucas is actually getting ahead. They're going side by side through the final corner. Lucas gets shoved out wide there by his championship rival, F1 Union. As we go through turn 3, Ferrari, Alfa Romeo, and Racing Point. Nothing between these 3. F1 Union now goes up the inside, goes too deep, and he's going to rejoin the track just in front of Lucas, but he's gone a little bit deep now. Now, Lucas tries to go all the way around the outside, and he's got it done. Lucas all the way around the outside of F1 Union and up into second place. What a move from the Racing Point driver. And now Original Blazers is getting involved in this action as well. This is brilliant racing from the top 4 and a brilliant camera shot as well from the virtual helicopter. Well done, virtual camera team, for that. 12 laps to go then, 11 actually when we cross the line. And this is, well, the top 5. That's the top 5 right there in one shot. So this is brilliant stuff right now. Magma Beast is still leading the way. Lucas runs second, F1 Union third, Original Blazers is fourth, and EP Nick is fifth. So there we go then. That is the top 5, all separated by about a second at the moment. Here comes Lucas with the DRS with 30% of ERS. He's going to try this. Magma Beast all the way over to the right hand side, trying to defend this. Lucas looks for it to try and go around the outside, can't quite get it done, but he is all over the gearbox of the Ferrari. Magma Beast goes defensive, but not defensive enough. Lucas looks for it down the inside, can't quite get it done though, and he has to sit behind for the time being. And F1 Union is right behind Lucas as well, but Lucas has got quite a good exit out of the final corner. He's not going to be able to challenge into the first corner, but will he be able to go for it into the braking zone? I don't think he's quite close enough. Magma Beast locks up, but it's not enough to allow Lucas past. 10 laps to go. Magma Beast is going to have to hold his nerve here with the pressure. He's got less ERS to play with than Lucas. I think Lucas knows it's just a matter of time now until he is able to get that move done. But it's worth noting as well, Magma Beast has no time penalties, and he's still somehow keeping Lucas at bay. This is a class defense from Magma Beast, but I wonder, has he been caught napping now though? Lucas is going up the inside of Magma Beast. Magma Beast! Oh no! Magma Beast spins round, and Lucas is now up into the lead of the race. Oh no, they have collided, and Magma Beast now runs fifth, but he is... Pardon? Uh-oh. Okay, so that is a racing incident then for Magma Beast, unfortunately, who's been leading. He's led more laps than anyone else in this race, and he's now going to come away with fifth, but he could get better, because the top 4 now, look how close they are. EP Nick all over the back of Original Blazers. Into stall! He's okay, it's fine. Nick has contact then with Kieran. I think that was his fault. That was a bit of a late move from the Racing Point driver. But yeah, so Nick is now off at the back of the top 4 now. That's unfortunate. He's got Magma Beast right behind him as well. So he will currently be behind Magma Beast on time penalties. So, but yeah, that's a shame for Nick. But I would say that the blame for that is firmly on Original Blazer's shoulders. He moved too late. And unfortunately, it's cost Nick some positions there. But now, the real question is, who is going to finish second? Because Lucas he's scampering up the road on those soft compound tyres. So F1 Union, Original Blazers, gear. Oh dear, that is contact. And now, I would say that's Original Blazers' fault, to be honest. That was a bit too late. But yeah, Original Blazers spins round, and he is now down in 8th. That is not what he would have wanted to do, but I would say that was his fault, unfortunately. It was just too late. But yeah, so he now runs 8th. So yeah, F1 Union is now released on his own then to try and claim P2 in this race. But he does have the flying McLaren of EP Nick just behind him, so we could still have a battle on our hands then for P2. And as well, to be fair, Magma Beast is still keeping up, even with 23 lap old mediums. He does not want to give this up, and currently he'll be on the podium. Let's have a look at the time penalties. Oh my god, could he win? Could he win? Let's have a look at gap to leader. He is currently going to win on time penalties, so we'll keep that up just to monitor the gap between Magma Beast and Lucas, because Lucas needs another couple of seconds and then he's got this win. But if he can't get those couple of seconds, then this is still, the win is still on the cards for Magma Beast. He's got the DRS off these guys in front of him, so that is helping him as well. So yeah, as long as Magma Beast doesn't get any more time penalties, he's currently going to win this. Right then, this is still spicy. We've got about 8 laps to go. Hold up. Maths moment. 6 laps to go, not 8. So yeah, it is very, very close at the moment. F1 Union still trying to hang on to second place, but he's got EP Nick on his Tier 2 debut right behind him in the McLaren. So let's see, can he get past F1 Union in the Alfa Romeo, or will F1 Union hold it? But F1 Union's got 6 seconds more of time penalties than Nick does. So I would imagine F1 Union will be pretty happy to stay where he is. And I would imagine Nick is not going to risk it. But let's see. Let's see. He's got DRS down this next straight. 27% of ERS. Will he use it? And I don't think he is. So yeah, I think Nick is... He's playing it smart here. He knows he's going to be ahead anyway, so he doesn't want to risk it. So yeah, and of course he's not that far out of contention for the win as well. Or at least second from Lucas, because Lucas has got 3 more seconds than Nick. So yeah, Nick has done well with the time penalties today. The same cannot be said for Shiv Sankani with 14 seconds of time penalties. GX Racing also with 11, 12 seconds for Amelia. I think she may just miss out on the points. Actually, no, because she is going to get points, I think, unless she spins, which is, I'll be honest, quite a likely scenario. She just missed out on points before the season break. But yeah, this would be a delightful start to her Renault career if she can get P10 on debut. Yeah, so that would be interesting. 4 laps to go. 3 when we cross the line. Look at Nick all over the back of F1 Union. Tried to go around the outside of Stowe. Now he's got the inside line for the chicane. Can he get the move done? I think F1 Union just about has to concede. And yes, he does. EP Nick on his Tier 2 debut up into 2nd place now. And look at Magma Beast. Magma Beast is absolutely flying at the moment. And is in 4th position right behind these two. These two have got about 20 lap old fresher tyres, 20 lap fresher tyres than Magma Beast, and he's still right behind them. I mean, granted, that's mainly because of the DRS, but still, very impressive from Magma Beast. But unfortunately, he has dropped out of the 6 seconds that he needed to win this race, but not by much. And with the DRS, it is helping him. So this is not decided yet. So we'll have to see. But what Magma Beast cannot afford is to be held up by these two in front of him. He needs to get that advantage of the DRS without getting held up by them through the corners. So let's see how this pans out. Briny is also right behind, waiting to pounce on Magma Beast should the opportunity arise. As we go through turn 1, Magma Beast all over the back of F1 Union. They're both on the medium tyre, but F1 Unions are about 20 laps fresher. So F1 Union will have an advantage as they both lock up into the right hand. F1 Union runs wide, actually, gets another time penalty for his troubles. So F1 Union, as it stands, is going to drop all the way down. I don't know exactly where, but actually he's going to drop even further down now because F1 Union... I'm sorry, Nick is trying to have a go at him. And wow! Magma Beast! Oh, never mind. F1 Union is absolutely sent it into the final corner. I was about to say, Magma Beast with the opportunism of the year. Nearly got both of them, but can't quite do it. Now they're going side by side through the final. Oh, God. Back out, back out, back out, back out. Yes, he does back out. It's okay, ladies and gentlemen. They will survive this. So, yeah, and they're still going side by side into the right-hander, F1 Union and EP Nick. EP Nick now gets ahead of F1 Union, but F1 Union should have DRS down this next... Actually, no, Nick's got it. So that is advantage, EP Nick 22, but F1 Union does have the slipstream, but I don't think it's going to be quite enough to get back ahead, and it isn't. So, yeah, that is releasing Nick then into 2nd place, and... yeah, that's pretty much his race done and dusted. As we are now on the final lap of this race then. Magma Beast is the only one in contention to win this, but the gap is now 9 seconds, 10 seconds nearly. And that is due to all that fighting, so it's not what Magma Beast would have wanted, unfortunately. But yeah, look how close the field is at the moment. Like all the way down to GH Racing in 7th. That's really where the gap is. And then Original Blazers in 8th. That's, yeah... Amelia running in the points still, so that's very good. But yeah, now we need to look at Lucas then. So unless Magma Beast can pull about 2 seconds, it's not going to be the win for him. It's going to be a 3rd race win in a row for Lucas in the Racing Point. The championship leader extends his advantage at the top of the table and takes P1. EP Nick on his Tier 2 debut will come home to get P2. F1 Union will get 3rd on the line, but it's going to be P5 in the end. Magma Beast actually P2, sorry, not EP Nick on the time penalties. So Magma Beast up to 2nd. It's not the win that he would have wanted, but P2 is still not too bad. Nick P3, Bryony P4 in what was a fairly disastrous race for Red Bull. F1 Union rounds out the top 5. I'd say that was a pretty good race. Yeah, it could have been better, but it could have been worse. So, let's see. Is anyone trying to kill each other in the Discord chat? Yep, I just saw that. Oh well, not too bad. I think overall everyone's happy, so that's not too bad. Yeah, people are saying good race and well done. So yeah. That is Lucas on the podium. 3rd race win in a row. First driver in my memory to get a hat trick. So yeah. No, because the timings have just come up. I'm going to go through it now. Right then, Lucas takes P1 then from Magma Beast in 2nd place. Also, Lucas got fast slap, so that's 26 points for him. EP Nick P3, Briny P4, F1 Union P5, GH Racing on his debut P6, P7, Shiv Sangani, Original Blazers P8, Toxic Squid P9, P10, Amelia, who does get points on her Renault debut, Fliniesta P11, Hayes Hunter P12, P13, Joshua Jack 14th, Hunter 15, Sharky, JC E-Boy 16th, and Chicken Rosary is 17th. The only driver to actually DNF was Chicken Rosary on the first lap. Actually, no, it's just come up. Actually, it's 3 drivers that would DNF. I'm an idiot. So yeah, that is it. I'm just replying to someone. Right then. So then, thank you everyone for watching GXL Tier 2. That was a fairly enjoyable race. We'll see you again tomorrow for Tier 1, so you don't want to miss that. But for now, it's goodbye, and thank you for watching. We'll see you when GXL returns.